Welcome back to San Antonio Living. Right now, maybe your kitchen smells like bacon because maybe you had it for breakfast. Well, it's not just something that should be reserved for the morning meal. We have the author of Bacon Nation here, a cookbook all about celebrating bacon and putting it in every single course of your food calendar each day. We've got Marie Rama here to talk about that. First of all, why a cookbook about bacon?
You know, great question. I think we started a couple of years ago to develop this when bacon was kind of like an obsession, but not, you know, to the point where it is today. And Peter and I, Peter Kaminsky, my co-author, we just thought bacon is such a great secret flavoring ingredient. We talked to a lot of chefs and they said, you know, a little bit of bacon is something you might not always taste the bacon, but sort of elevates the flavor of the dish, like putting garlic or anchovies into something. You don't taste the anchovies, but you taste some heightened flavor. And bacon with its saltiness, its sweetness, its smokiness, its meatiness, and this thing called umami, which is flavor that lingers on the tongue and its deliciousness, that's how it's described. All of those things can be in your dishes to make your dish better. Bacon makes everything better.
So it's more than just something you need to put next to your scrambled eggs.
Exactly.
It's actually very sophisticated.
It's a seasoning ingredient.
Okay,
Yep.
so we're making something here that the last thing I would think of is bacon.
Isn't that
What
pretty?
is that?
This is a bacon and butternut squash galette. And a galette is just a fancy French name for a very simple rustic tart, which is free-form, and it doesn't take a lot of expertise to make it, which is my big point. And in Bacon Nation, we really go through the steps very carefully. So even if you're a novice cook, you're going to be able to get this. Let me show you how it's done, Leslie.
Okay.
I'm going to start here with my pastry, which we give you the recipe for, and this has a little bit of tarragon. You see those little specks in it? That's actually fresh tarragon that we've incorporated into the pastry to make it extra special tasty. And then you roll it out into a 13-inch round. And what I have here is my butternut squash, and I've actually flavored it in the oven, roasted it off first with a little bit of that, what I call bacon oil, which is basically bacon fat, but it sounds so much better when you say bacon oil. And it's so flavorful. It's the kind of fat that our grandmothers, you know, used to cook with all the time.
And a little bit, I'm assuming, goes a long way,
And a
too.
little bit goes a long way. And that's the thing about Bacon Nation, too. We don't overdo the fat. We often mix it with olive oil. We don't overdo the bacon. It's kind of healthful cooking. Look at all these vegetables that you're getting in
That's
this
what I'm
dish.
surprised about, is how healthy this
Yeah.
looks. Because when you think of bacon, you think of, you know, like it being put on top of a hamburger
I mean,
or something.
I cooked, you know, 150 bacon recipes in the course of 2 years. I probably ate bacon every day, and I actually
You're
didn't gain
Okay.
any weight. So if you do it with a lot of vegetables and other good things, you're going to be fine. So now what I did was I sauteed, these are leeks and tomatoes and garlic, and I sauteed those also from the bacon drippings that I had when I actually cooked the bacon down. So I'm going to add this to the galette as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, it looks pretty packed in there, doesn't it? But it gives you a lot. You can serve about 8 people with this. Then I take my bacon, which I've cooked off, browned off, and drained to use in that, in roasting the squash and also in the scallion, the leeks and the tomatoes and garlic. And I'm going to add that to the top. And here's the fun part then. This is the part I love about cooking. It's so craft-like. You know, you actually just very, very simply, you pull up the edges of your galette. And as I said, it's kind of free-form, so you don't have to worry about, you know, whether this is all looking all that perfect, because it's going to be perfect, even if it's kind of got sort of an odd or not a perfect shape, a very rustic sort of look to it, French farm country look to it. And then what I'm going to do, there's my galette, I'm just going to brush it with a little bit of egg wash, and I probably won't use the whole thing, but this is going to give it like a little bit of baked shine when it comes out of the oven.
So it's pretty, too.
It's so pretty. And you bake it right on the baking sheet that you maybe have lined with a little bit of paper like that, or you could just grease the baking sheet. And when you're done, you just put it in the oven. And when you're done, it comes out. It's got this wonderful brown color to it. And if you can look in, you can actually see the layers of the squash and of the leeks and of the bacon on top. It's all in there, just so delicious for a great brunch. You could serve it for dinner with a salad on the side, and you're ready to go.
Oh, that's fantastic. See, I'm looking at bacon in a different way now.
Yeah.
It's much more sophisticated than what I thought it was
you
just
know,
a
it's
hearty
sophisticated,
thing.
but it's also, we have stuff in it that's really easy too. This is probably the most elegant, but we have real down-home stuff like huevos rancheros and all kinds of other stuff.
Well, you've brought a sampling.
Yeah. All right.
We're talking drinks, we're even talking dessert.
Take a look at this. You won't find this anywhere else but in Bacon Nation. This is a bacon swizzle stick. And you take a piece of raw bacon and you twist the ends. You put it between piece of paper towel and you set it in the microwave, and when you take it out a minute later, you've got this edible swizzle stick that you can use to stir your Bloody Marys or your orange juice, or you could take these and you could dip them into melted chocolate, and they make great desserts that way. We've got for the grill, because it's always grilling season out here, you've got stuffed tomatoes with bacon, basil, breadcrumbs, and blue cheese. One of my favorite recipes in the dish goes
that
so
looks
great
fantastic.
with a steak, filet steak that is wrapped in sage and then bacon. And bacon is such a great wrapper for things like steak, shrimp, other kinds of fish, because it adds moisture and crunch.
Oh, that was good. Just a couple seconds for
All
this.
right. Well, this is one of my favorite recipes too. And I have served this at supermarkets, and people say, "Where can I buy it?" You can't. You have to buy the book to make it. It's a toffee, which has chocolate, dark chocolate, peanuts, and bacon, and it's all bound together by caramelized sugar. And the bacon has that saltiness that cuts through the sweetness.
You're speaking my language. I'm going to have this. And while I'm sampling this, I want to put up some information so you can find out more about Bacon Nation. We've been talking with Marie Rama. She's got a cooking class tonight at Central Market, so if you want to learn more, call and make a reservation as soon as you can. You can do that by dialing this number, 368-8600, and you can also get more information about the cooking classes at Central Market, again, centralmarket.com. Alana, I'm going to toss it to you.